Hi everybody, my name is Allison, and this first one is called The Rule of Three in San Francisco. Number 1, I live in a bubble. It's a shimmering, flashing fortress of rainbows and pride flags, and it is perfectly impenetrable. I have just come out. It's 3 years ago, and the world is wide and open and full of love. From bay to ocean beach, I'm sure I'll find nothing but happiness, nothing but joy, nothing but pride and song and laughter, because our fortress is intolerant of intolerance. That great gray monster we call homophobia isn't welcome within our walls. So I'm free to discover the parts of myself that had been hidden away without fear, and I'm free to be loud about it. I'm flying high on wings of wax and optimism, but I got too close to the sun, and now those wings are all too happy to break apart the day someone writes faggot on my desk. Number 2, religion and I have had a complicated relationship. Church moms and dads whisper about me when the mass gets out, throw probing questions at my parents, and I wouldn't be surprised if the rumor has spread among the whole parish by now. But no one says anything out loud, because this is San Francisco, land of the gays, land of homonormativity, land of the loud and proud. So I go to church because my dad is more willing to accept me giving up boys than giving up religion. I come and go, and pastors come and go, and one day the man teaching me about God says marriage is a union of two unlike things. Things that defining marriage to allow gay people is like defining legs to mean the underside of a snake. Now I don't go to church anymore, and my sister glares at me whenever I mention how much I don't like Father Bill, and my parents tell me to hush at the dinner table because he's nice to my little brother, and the shimmering walls of my city are breaking apart. Things are coming in the cracks, or maybe they were always there and I just couldn't see them. But either way, the one place I was supposed to feel safe is falling away from me. What happened to the city that was free of hate, free of bigotry and intolerance and homophobes? I wasn't supposed to have to face that here. Other places, sure, but this was my city, and I thought that I belonged without question. What happened to that? Number 3, when the man at the bus stop calls me a fag, my first instinct is to laugh. The poor fool thinks he can hurt me, but my skin has turned thicker than stone, and who does this guy think he is? This is my home turf. I've sat at this bus stop every day for 4 years, and therefore I've earned the right to be here. I'm done asking to belong. I am telling you that I'm here to stay, whether he likes it or not, whether anyone likes it or not. I have staked my claim, set out my fences, and I fly my pride flag higher than a bird can soar. This city isn't perfect. There are cracks in the bubble that let nasty things in, but I don't think anywhere isn't at least a little broken. It's our job to love it despite the cracks, to protect it and nurture it and hope that good things grow, because that's all we can do in the end. So this is my city. I've set down my flag. I've planted my seeds. I claim San Francisco as mine. This next one is called The Quitter and His Mask. Every morning, the quitter puts on a new mask. It sticks to his face, oozes into his pores, sinks into his skin until he can't tell what is flesh and what is fake. It has a mind of its own, this mask, and once it's done with the grisly transformation, the first thing it does is twist his lips up into a smile. The quitter's mask makes him laugh out loud, moves his legs into a dance, forces him to sing along to his favorite song. Or at least he thinks it's the mask that's making him do all these things. He isn't quite sure where all this happiness comes from. It's almost involuntary. A couple of times, the quitter has stumbled across a photograph of himself before he put on that first mask. And the last time that happened, he burned that photograph to ash. He couldn't recognize the face that used to be his, all covered with scratches and scars. His new face is shiny and smooth and reflects light just a bit too much to be altogether comfortable, but there's always trade-offs, and he can handle these ones. The quitter loves his mask because it fixed him, and don't you dare say he wasn't broken before he put it on, because he was. He was so broken he thought crashing into a million pieces every day was normal, but that doesn't matter anymore, because he's better now. All fixed. This morning, the plastic bottle he keeps his masks in rattles, reminding him that it's almost empty. and he panics because he needs to get more before they run out. The quitter, obviously, isn't the person he once was without the mask. It is a mask, after all, but it is part of him now. It doesn't present a false identity so much as it actually changes the person underneath. Perhaps it makes him think a little differently, but it is him doing the thinking, right? One day, the quitter will have to take off his mask. It might take some time before he's peeled every square inch of it from his skin, flushed out the residue that just won't leave. But once he does get rid of it all, what will he look like? He isn't sure that he knows what he is anymore. Maybe once the mask is gone, the quitter will turn back into the boy in the photograph he burned. Or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll forever be the artificially generated boy, the boy 2.0, the new and improved model. He hates to admit it, but the quitter hopes he stays like this forever. He hopes that the mask has changed him permanently and that he doesn't ever have to be the natural, unaltered version of himself again. He is a quitter after all. What did you expect? And this last one is called Ode to Myself. Dear child of mine, you are not born yet, but you will be made of my flesh. Your blood will be my blood, so even now I can love you to the ends of the earth and back. Let me sit you down on my one knee, read to you, and tell you about the one thing I can never give. Let me talk about the love of flesh, the love of blood and guts and bones and sprouting hair and chafing thighs. Let me tell you of the life where you are unafraid to take up space. Because you are divine. Your mind was made by goddesses and fairies. You were woven out of dewdrops and morning mist and the gossamer thread of life, sculpted from storm clouds and raindrops and golden early morning sunlight. This earthly manifestation you will hate so much is the work of dead angels. Trace back the lineage of motherly love and you will see that you are sculpted flesh that was made to change. You are built to stretch and pull and grow, my child. You never need to fear being too much for anyone. Your stretch marks are the pattern of lightning sent down to you from the gods, reminding you that you will always be better than just human. Your rolls and folds are as soft as the pillow you will fall asleep in tonight, and just as comforting to see because I know that when you let them appear, you are at peace. You are not beautiful despite how you look. You are beautiful because you exist in your body. It was made for you by generations of craftsmanship and finesse. You are a great creation brought to beautiful life. You have earned the right to take up space simply by being alive. So be loud about it. Shout and sing and cry and laugh until the world can't ignore you because you eclipse the sun. They will gaze upon your greatness and realize the blessing your life brings because you, my child, will be more than enough and you'll be proud of it. Thank you.
Oh, it's you.